Back, continuing the news. The Executive Director of National Integrity Action, Professor Trevor Monroe, is renewing his call for politicians to oppose improper and corrupt practices among their colleagues. Professor Monroe reiterated the call while speaking at a function on the political culture of democracy in Jamaica this morning. TVJ's Anthony Lugg reports.
Corruption. It's a problem many countries, including Jamaica, has been grappling with for decades. For long, the issue has led many to express little confidence in the police, the judicial system, and even the government. And according to the recent Latin America Public Opinion Project LAPOP 2016-2017 findings, 97% of those surveyed are of the perception that Jamaican politicians are involved in corruption. Executive Director of the National Integrity Action, Professor Trevor Monroe, believes the findings can affect Jamaica's democracy if it's not addressed.
The main challenge that we all face is to reinforce and sustain the positives in relation to Jamaica's combat of corruption and to reduce the negatives. This latter, the negative, is now encouraging, and I wish to associate myself completely with the remarks of Professor Harriot, is encouraging dangerous inclinations amongst the population, particularly related to the continuing manifestation of the connection between high levels of homicide and high levels of corruption.
But in highlighting the challenges, Professor Monroe pointed to the low voter turnout during the last general election, which he says is the lowest in Jamaica's history, as well as the Western Hemisphere.
The obverse of the concern and the support for military takeover is the erosion of the performance of and the perception of the population in the other two major arms of the state.
So with the Latin America Public Opinion Project showing a lack of confidence in politicians, Professor Monroe offered this suggestion.
Politicians of integrity, and there are many of those, not just the 1%, but there are many, shall need to be more resolute in opposing improper and corrupt practices amongst their colleagues. This resistance must show itself immediately and effectively in curbing unacceptable partisan influence on institutions.
Anthony Lugg, TVJ News.